Some machines are built and then forgotten. But Ford tractors from the 60s and 70s, they're legends that refuse to die. From the fields of America to the farms of Europe, these iron giants are still plowing, hauling, and running strong over 50 years later. Today, we're counting down 10 legendary Ford tractors from the 60s and 70s that still run today. These aren't just tractors, they're living history. And once you see what they can do, you'll understand why farmers call them built forever. Buckle up, because we're about to fire up some real vintage power. Number 1. Ford 2000. The Ford 2000 was one of the most successful small utility tractors Ford ever produced, and it cemented its place as a favorite among farmers during the 1960s. Introduced in 1962 as part of Ford's new 1000 series, the 2000 was meant to replace earlier models while offering more modern styling and improved performance. In 1965, Ford revamped the design, giving it a more squared-off look and updating the engine and hydraulics to meet the demands of a changing farming landscape. This second-generation update made the Ford 2000 even more dependable, extending its production life well into the mid-1990s. The tractor was designed primarily for small farms and light utility work, and it delivered exactly what farmers needed. Equipped with either a 3-cylinder diesel or gasoline engine that produced between 36–40 horsepower, the 2000 wasn't about raw power, but about consistent, reliable performance. It became the go-to choice for jobs like mowing, tilling, hauling wagons, and managing livestock chores. Its compact size allowed it to navigate tight farmyards and small fields, yet it still had the strength to handle implements that older tractors in its class would struggle with. What really set the Ford 2000 apart was its durability and mechanical simplicity. Unlike more complex tractors of the time, it had a straightforward design that made it easy to repair with basic tools, which appealed to farmers who preferred doing their own maintenance. The engine was known for being rugged and fuel-efficient, the hydraulics for being responsive, and the transmission for holding up under years of use. Even today, more than 5 decades later, Ford 2000 tractors are still running smoothly on small farms and in hobby operations. Collectors and farmers alike often comment that the 2000 is the kind of machine you just can't kill, thanks to its rugged build and timeless engineering. Number 2. Ford 3000. When Ford introduced the 3000 in 1965, it marked a major leap forward in the design and performance of mid-sized tractors. The Ford 3000 was part of the new 1000 series lineup that brought in advanced features while retaining Ford's signature toughness, with its 3-cylinder diesel or gasoline engine producing around 47 horsepower. The 3000 offered more muscle than the 2000, but remained compact enough to be practical on small and medium-sized farms. This balance of size and power quickly made it one of the most popular tractors of its era. The Ford 3000 became a global workhorse, finding success not only in North America but also across Europe, Africa, and beyond. Its versatility was one of its greatest strengths. Farmers could use it for plowing, planting, hauling, and general utility tasks, and the tractor was compatible with a wide range of implements. Features such as power steering, a differential lock, and an optional live PTO power takeoff improved its usability and productivity compared to earlier tractors. These features, which were considered advanced for the time, made daily farm work faster, safer, and more efficient. One of the reasons why the Ford 3000 earned a reputation for being nearly indestructible was its robust construction. Its engine was conservatively tuned to avoid unnecessary wear, its hydraulics were built to withstand long hours, and its transmission rarely gave trouble when properly maintained. Farmers who took care of routine oil changes and filter replacements often found that their 3000s ran for decades without major repairs. Today, over 50 years later, many Ford 3000 tractors are still in active use on family farms, proving that this model was built to stand the test of time. For collectors and operators alike, the 3000 remains a shining example of Ford's engineering excellence during the 1960s. Number 3. Ford 4000. The Ford 4000 added another layer of strength and capability to Ford's tractor lineup in the mid-1960s. It was designed as a more powerful alternative to the 3000, offering around 55 horsepower from its dependable 3-cylinder engine. This made it an ideal choice for medium-scale farming operations, where extra horsepower meant the ability to pull larger plows, run more demanding implements, and cover more acreage in less time. The 4000 came in multiple configurations, row crop, utility, and all-purpose versions, giving farmers flexibility to choose a model that best matched their farming needs. What farmers loved most about the 4000 was its balance of power, size, and durability. It was large enough to tackle serious field work, yet compact enough to remain maneuverable around barns and smaller plots of land. With a strong hydraulic system, it could lift heavy implements without strain, and its reliability under pressure earned it a reputation as a machine that could keep going long after others had worn out. The tractor was also compatible with Ford's growing selection of implements, which further added to its appeal. Farmers especially appreciated the 4000's strength-to-size ratio. It had enough muscle to compete with larger tractors from other brands, but it avoided the bulkiness that could make some models difficult to manage. This versatility made it one of Ford's most trusted models throughout the 1960s and 1970s. Today, the Ford 4000 is still valued by collectors, restorers, and working farmers. Many of these tractors remain operational, proving that their rugged construction and smart engineering allow them to keep up with modern demands, even after decades of service. Number 4. Ford 5000s. If there is one tractor that defined Ford's dominance in the global agricultural market, it is the Ford 5000. First introduced in 1965, this tractor delivered 69 horsepower from its robust four-cylinder diesel engine, making it a favorite among farmers with larger operations and heavier workloads. It was designed to handle serious fieldwork, including plowing large fields, pulling heavy implements, and managing demanding tasks that smaller tractors simply couldn't handle. The Ford 5000 quickly became especially popular in Europe and the United Kingdom, where it was seen as the ideal balance between power, reliability, and affordability. Its strong engine provided ample torque, which farmers needed for deep plowing and heavy tillage. At the same time, its fuel efficiency made it cost-effective to run, even during long days in the field. The tractor also gained praise for its dependability. It could withstand years of hard use with minimal downtime, which made it invaluable to farmers who depended on their machines daily. Beyond its mechanical strengths, the Ford 5000 also symbolized Ford's commitment to producing tractors that could compete with and often outperform models from rival brands like Massey Ferguson and John Deere. It became a bestseller in the 1960s and 1970s, with tens of thousands produced and shipped worldwide. Even today, Ford 5000 tractors can still be seen working in fields across Europe and North America. Their continued presence is proof of just how well built they were. For many farmers, the 5000 isn't just a piece of history, it's a machine that still earns its keep, half a century after it first rolled off the production line. Number 5. Ford 7000. In the early 1970s, Ford decided to take a bold step forward in tractor technology with the introduction of the Ford 7000. Released in 1971, this model was groundbreaking because it was Ford's first turbocharged tractor. Delivering around 89 horsepower, the 7000 offered farmers significantly more power and efficiency than its predecessors, making it one of the most advanced tractors of its era. The turbocharged engine gave the Ford 7000 a competitive edge in several ways. It provided more horsepower without requiring a larger displacement engine, which meant better fuel efficiency for farmers who spent long hours in the field. The added power allowed the 7000 to handle heavy plowing, large cultivators, and other demanding implements with ease. For farmers transitioning into larger-scale operations, the 7000 was a game-changer, helping them cover more ground in less time while reducing overall costs. Farmers and enthusiasts still admire the Ford 7000 today, not just for its power, but also for what it represented: Ford's commitment to innovation. By introducing turbocharging, Ford set a new standard in tractor performance, showing that higher horsepower could be achieved without sacrificing reliability. Despite its more complex design compared to earlier models, the 7000 maintained Ford's reputation for toughness and durability. Many of these tractors are still operational today, a testament to their solid engineering and ahead of their time design. Collectors also prize them as milestones in tractor history, making the Ford 7000 one of the most iconic tractors of the 1970s. Number 6. Ford 8000. By the late 1960s, farming was changing fast. Fields were getting larger, implements were becoming heavier, and farmers needed machines with serious horsepower. Ford responded with the Ford 8000, Introduced in 1968, this tractor was nothing short of a beast for its era. Under the hood, it carried a massive 401 cubic inch, 6-cylinder diesel engine that produced around 115 horsepower. For many farmers at the time, that kind of power represented a big step forward, a tractor that could finally take on the most demanding tasks without breaking a sweat. The 8000 wasn't just about raw muscle. Ford also used this model to showcase innovations in tractor technology. It featured a full power shift transmission and the option of dual power, which gave operators 2 speed ranges within each gear. This meant farmers could adjust to changing field conditions from heavy clay soil to lighter ground without stopping to shift gears manually. Such features made the 8000 far more versatile than earlier models and significantly boosted efficiency during long days in the field. Built with large-scale operations in mind, the 8000 excelled at pulling heavy plows, running big tillage equipment, and handling the grueling demands of industrial farming. Yet despite its size and strength, it carried Ford's hallmark of dependability. Its robust design ensured that even after decades of hard use, many 8000s are still working today. Collectors also prize them not only for their impressive capabilities, but also because the 8000 marked a milestone in Ford's journey toward competing in the high-horsepower tractor market. Simply put, the Ford 8000 remains a machine that farmers remember for its durability, brute pulling power, and innovative spirit. Number 7. Ford 9000. Hot on the heels of the 8000's success, Ford introduced an even more powerful model, the Ford 9000. Released in 1969, the 9000 was a turbocharged giant, pushing the horsepower even further. Its 6-cylinder turbo diesel engine delivered nearly 131 horsepower, making it one of the most capable tractors of its time. This machine was built for serious farmers who demanded nothing less than maximum output from their equipment. The turbocharged engine was not just about adding horsepower. It also improved fuel efficiency and torque, giving the 9000 the ability to dig in and handle the heaviest jobs without hesitation. Farmers who needed to plow massive fields, pull wide cultivators, or manage large-scale operations quickly realized that the 9000 was in a class of its own. It also came with advanced hydraulics and refinements to improve operator comfort, making long hours in the cab more bearable compared to earlier tractors. What made the Ford 9000 especially iconic was its role in cementing Ford's place in the high-horsepower tractor market. Before this, Ford had often been seen as the brand for small to mid-size farms, but with the 9000, they proved they could go toe-to-toe with the likes of John Deere and International Harvester in the big leagues. To this day, the Ford 9000 is remembered as a tractor that could handle just about anything a farmer threw at it. Many of them are still in operation, pulling heavy implements, or proudly displayed at tractor shows, a lasting symbol of Ford's push into power and innovation during the late 1960s and early 1970s. Number 8. Ford 8600. By the early 1970s, Ford continued building on the momentum of the 8000 and 9000 series with the release of the Ford 8600. Introduced in 1972, the 8600 delivered around 120 horsepower, striking a perfect balance between the mid-range 8000 and the high-powered 9000. It carried the same trusted 401 cubic inch engine as the 8000, but Ford refined it further to improve reliability and performance. These upgrades made the 8600 not just strong, but also efficient and dependable under long, grueling workloads. One of the biggest advantages of the 8600 was how it combined raw strength with operator comfort. By the 1970s, farmers were spending more time in their tractors, and Ford recognized the need to make those hours less punishing. Features like power steering, improved hydraulics, and cab comfort upgrades gave the 8600 an edge. Farmers could operate larger implements for longer periods without feeling as worn out, which directly translated into better productivity. The Ford 8600 became a mainstay on medium and large farms, tackling jobs like plowing, disking, and heavy tillage with ease. Its fuel consumption was also efficient for its size, helping farmers save money over time while still delivering the horsepower needed to keep up with the demands of expanding farms. Even today, many Ford 8600s are still in service, proving just how well engineered they were. The tractor remains a symbol of Ford's dominance in the 1970s, remembered not only for its durability but also for its farmer-friendly design that kept productivity high. Number 9. Ford 9600. If the 8600 was dependable, The Ford 9600 was pure muscle. Introduced alongside the 8600 in 1972, the 9600 took things a step further with a turbocharged six-cylinder diesel engine that pumped out around 135 horsepower. At the time, this made it one of the most powerful tractors Ford had ever built, and it was squarely aimed at large-scale farming operations that needed sheer horsepower to get the job done. The Ford 9600 quickly gained a reputation for its raw strength and iconic look. With its large frame, bold hood design, and commanding stance, the 9600 was a tractor that looked every bit as tough as it performed. Farmers appreciated its ability to pull wide plows and heavy implements with ease, making it a perfect fit for operations where time and efficiency were critical. Its reliable turbo engine not only delivered high horsepower but also maintained the durability that Ford tractors were known for. Beyond its performance, the 9600 became a fan favorite among collectors and enthusiasts because of its distinctive styling and place in Ford's tractor lineup. It symbolized Ford's willingness to compete at the top end of the horsepower spectrum while staying true to their reputation for rugged, dependable machines. Even today, many 9600s are still working on farms or turning heads at shows. Decades after its release, the 9600 remains legendary as one of Ford's toughest and most capable tractors of the 1970s. Number 10. Ford 9700. Closing out this legendary lineup is the Ford 9700, introduced in 1976 as the pinnacle of Ford's tractor engineering in the 1970s. With up to 145 horsepower, the 9700 was designed to meet the growing demands of modern farming, where larger fields and bigger implements required machines that could keep up. This tractor represented the peak of Ford's 1970s innovation and cemented their place in the high-horsepower market. The 9700 wasn't just powerful. It was packed with features that made it one of the most advanced tractors of its time. Farmers benefited from dual-power transmission, which allowed seamless shifting under load, improved hydraulics that could handle demanding implements, and significant upgrades to operator comfort. The cab was quieter and better designed for long hours, reflecting a shift in tractor design philosophy where farmer comfort became just as important as raw performance. Farmers who ran the 9700 praised it for its reliability, fuel efficiency, and versatility. Whether it was heavy tillage, planting, or hauling, the 9700 delivered consistent performance day after day. It wasn't just a tractor, it was an investment in productivity. Today, the 9700 is remembered as one of the most dependable machines Ford ever built. Many are still running strong on farms around the world, a testament to the rugged engineering and forward-thinking design that made it a legend of its era. So there you have it, 10 Ford tractors from the 60s and 70s that still roar to life today. These machines prove that durability isn't just a promise, it's a legacy. Which of these classics do you think deserves the crown of the toughest Ford tractor ever built? Drop your answer in the comments below. I'd love to hear your pick. And if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more tractor legends, and share this video with every vintage tractor fan you know. Until next time, keep those engines running and keep the legend alive.